It's first day of filming. We're going to location. We have 3 cars.
I was at the back with FC.
Out of nowhere, we just heard this loud bang from the back. It's like, boom!
Sound. Rolling. Camera. Rolling.
C6B take 1, mark.
Action!
I think like the first question that came to mind was, would we be able to tell it well?
Hi everyone, my name is Raymond. Welcome, thank you all for coming early to this shoot. The project that we are making today is titled A Tomb for the Abandoned, and it is a film about IDP camps.
Our guy don't see people.
Long ride. Finally here. Chop knuckle. Yeah.
No feedback, please.
It's a different kind of project. The critics I know are not known for such kind of movies.
I feel like stories that are like tied to reality would always beg for your attention. You would tend to want to even probably research after you watch those stories. I feel like that is what like a story for A Tomb for the Abandoned would do.
It's a story that got personal to me because my community had faced a series of conflicts resulting to the murder of both young and old, forcing those who survived to live in IDP camps.
At a certain point while we were making the film, a friend who I shared the earlier cut of the film to asked this question, and it was, how would the people who are in this situation feel about the film?
I always see them as the product of a failed system or a failed state. If security was handled better, if certain other things were, like certain factors were handled better, they would not be displaced. So I didn't see it as don't they want to live here. They made a life for themselves where they were, and they got displaced. And they are more or less refugees in their own country. What to do? I think the first human instinct is to survive.
Sometime during the production of this film, it dawned on me that those of us who have the ability to create art are privileged, regardless of our backgrounds, rich or poor. Because imagine you as a person going through what internally displaced people, go through. Do you think that your worries would be shooting a film?
Give me one peanut.
Tell him baggy.
It was really eye-opening actually. It was intense. When you're mentally prepared for it's easier for you to like actually okay. 8 hours. Yeah. No, 4 hours or 5 hours. Like I'm like, you said it's just one scene.
Yeah.
So how long can one scene take?
Action!
Dahiru, he has been through a lot, the death of his parents, the death of his sister, and boom, IDP camp.
Jeremiah, in my own words, is a happy child that got victimized by a lot of things and gradually turned sad. It's somebody that just got into a life he didn't maybe prepare or plan and don't really know how to fit in, but it's just really living a life and striving.
A Tomb for the Abandoned is like the second screenplay I actually worked on. And I had worked on this screenplay since the year 2019. And I specifically wanted this to be shot by the critics.
Being the second AC was not my first time. It was better off this second time. The first time I did it, it was really exhausting for me. But this second time, I would say I already had like a hang of it. This was my first time editing like an actual project. So I was like really on my toes because honestly I was scared, but like I really wanted it to work out perfectly.
I had done BTS on some projects before with the company, so I think it was a lot easier this time.
Although this was like my first official director of photography role, I kind of knew what to expect in a sense, because like I'd already tried to sink myself into like the headspace of like how everything we're going to be making is supposed to play out, from like the shortlist to the scripts. I made sure I had everything like, you know, fully fleshed out in my head before going on production. So I feel like that really helped.
My role was producer, my character was IDP worker. It was easy, I was just shouting for children. That sounds like me. Seamless.
Me, I was really most times on the set as an extra and just even an extra hand really.
Like with this project, it was like there was always something happening. Is it that we can't get the prop we need today, or
happiness is supposed to stay on Lawson's back, but we have poured blood on Lawson and happiness cannot stay on blood. And we're convincing her that Happy is fine, it's fine, it's fine. Happy is like, no, it's not fine, it's not fine.
She kept us waiting until miraculously we had some passerbys and they happened to have like 3 kids with them, a boy and like 2 girls. And the first girl was not willing to go, but the second one was, she was energetic, she was happy about it, happy to help the creative process.
I think in about 2 days of production, those were like the first days we were setting foot into like the location that we were using. So like we had to really even scout like that day that we were shooting. So we didn't really have like a visual picture of like what our shots were going to look like from the onset. It was just to, you know, get there and figure it out.
The beginning of the shoot already was like a major setback.
The first day of set, there was an accident.
So we're in 3 cars. I was in the one in the middle. A couple of the guys were in the one at the back, and a couple of them were in the one in the front. We are going. It's like, what's the worst that could happen now? You know, everything is in place for this particular day of shoot, and we're just going to location. And then out of nowhere,
You really don't know what to expect on production days like that. Anything could happen. This show was one experience that we would wish to never happen on set again, because like it takes so much for you to get like, you know, the energy of like the crew members back when things like this happen.
Honestly, there was that pressure of, would we be able to, you know, make this film work, or would we be able to make a good film?
It was hard. There was no part that's not hard. All throughout it was hard. These people made me run. Like, they made me run, you know. So that tiredness would be like out and everybody would see like, oh, this guy is actually tired. Like, and meanwhile, I did not eat in the morning. You are going to be starving today. Oh. Your lips is going to be dried. Oh. Don't eat anything, don't drink water. Oh. Boom, I brushed my teeth, quite sure. So, reaching set, or more.
I'm normally happy. So for me to like get out of me, James, and go into Jeremiah, this sad character, somebody that just got dazed down by life, it was really hard for me. Like, it wasn't my thing. Like, I was just doing what's not my thing, and I had to do it well.
My most memorable moments of this set here, one of them involves my car. When we went to that remote area to shoot, right? Driving there was interesting. Coming back when we had to like, quote unquote, run away for our safety again, quote unquote. That was also quite interesting.
So basically, these bikemen pulled up and were acting kind of hostile. They were speaking this strange language I didn't quite understand. The driver said he understood what they were saying, and what they were saying wasn't good. And the driver was like, we have to leave now, we have to leave. Everybody was just scampering, people jumping into the truck. It's like, guy, what is happening? My heart was pounding.
Then we now entered the bus. And as we are leaving, it's this very relaxing moment, but where I'm like, God, all for film. Like, all for film. You know, we are all in the truck and we're shooting like some of the final shots of the film. And it was just calming. And Jeremiah is just standing, you know, like on the truck, and he's just looking into the distance. And there's this moon behind him. And I'm like, this would be a nice shot, you know. And I just hit record. And we're filming the shot, and, you know, it was just like a very beautiful moment. I think it's moments like that, but when I remember, I'm like, come on, I'll never stop filmmaking.
There was this time that, you know, I think everyone, the artist did not know that, did not remember the actor. The hero did not eat anything.
The part where we did the food scene, that was like one of the best moments for me.
I think my favorite thing to capture was you guys doing your thing. Like each and every person, like how everybody's personalities was showing, like through the shoots. Yeah. You can tell, okay, this person, he is the dramatic one. You are the dramatic one. You're going to lie on the floor, sit on the floor, do all the things. And this guy's on camera, he's doing the most. But whatever is comfortable for you was what you were doing.
Anything worth making, right, takes a lot of time. This is a project that has, I mean, I've watched it, that has as little VFX as possible, right? And just from the story itself and from the shots, the angles, sound, lights, I saw how much time that took.
I learned that you need people in this life. I learned that you need a lot of people, because if not for the number of G's we get, we turn up for this project, yes, maybe that is when the project would not have come out, because a lot of guys, it was like the day that we needed to be somewhere, and we're like, guy, how far are you available? And like people were just turning up. Like we needed the crowd, and we couldn't do auditions, we couldn't pay the crowd. But like this person knows this person brought this person, and boom, people came. So I learned that you need to keep relationships with people, good relationships as much as possible, because it's going to help you. Not necessarily for when you need people, but like, it's all good, make people day, sha. You get me?
I was very joyous, I won't lie to you, when I finally saw that a tomb for the abandoned had been put into fruition, something of since 2019. You see, it took, let's say, it took like up to 5 years before this story actually came out.
And it all made sense when I saw the first edit. Since I read the script, so it was like me playing the script in my head. This is why we had to get it right. I've seen like the director's vision come to life. So it made a lot of sense that it took that time.
There's a linked fulfillment that just comes with the happiness of just seeing that the project actually happened. And then actually seeing it on YouTube, you know, that was like, it was a moment.
That was like my most proudest moment, because it was like in the midnight. Immediately the thing just finished uploading. I'm like, I just went back home to sleep.
I just went on YouTube that night and it was uploaded already. And I just clicked on the link. Omo, I'm telling you, this project held my breath up to the end that this boy lost his life. And I'm like, are they these sets? Because it was looking really different, the whole composition and everything, the coloring, I did not expect it to come out that well. And I was seeing it on my phone and I'm like, are they these sets now? Now my voice are the really, it was just cool.
Watching the final film was just reminiscing on all the setbacks, the compromise, times that people were frowning on set. It was just me recollecting memories of us getting the shots that I was watching in the final film for me. We went to one of these community screenings. I got to see it for the first time, and it was incredible.
You know Kunaya no be white. Kunaya is not white.
So this is what happened with A Tomb for the Abandoned. We had not released a short film since Ogonla. This is July 2023. Now, the thing about this particular release is that it had been a long time since we shot a film and we released it because it took us 2 months to make this film. So, in a way, it was like you have been doing something for a long time and you forgot what it was like doing something like that. So, releasing this film was like one of the best feelings that one could have ever had, Sha. And I was so happy because our cat gave birth a day before the release, so it felt like all the omens were in our favor. And the film finally coming out was like just taking this really big burden off, you know, my chest, and it was a really nice feeling to have.
That's a wrap.
Olúwa ò ṣé, Olúwa mo yọ̀.